The NFL regular season is officially over, which means it is time for the playoffs. And in today's video, we are going to predict how the entirety of the playoffs are going to be and predict our Super Bowl winner. Everybody's predictions will be the same based upon what you like and value in a team, how much you've watched the football. It's just genuinely how we think. Will you have some bias? Who knows? So my list might not be the same as your list, but let me know your list in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoy NFL/football content, please be sure to hit the subscribe button as I upload weekly NFL content, and I'm sure you'll love it here. That's enough yapping. Let's talk about the games. Here we are with the NFL 2026 bracket. Obviously, the Broncos and the Seahawks both have first round byes. But let's start with the wild card games. So let's start with the AFC. The first matchup is going to be the Chargers versus the Patriots. I got the Patriots here. The reason for that is I just don't believe in the Chargers offensive line. I honestly think it's a miracle that they have 11 wins. And I think that defensive line of the Patriots is going to give that Chargers offensive line way too much trouble. I don't think the Chargers are going to be able to compete offensively with the Patriots. I got the Patriots, and I think they're going to win that game pretty comfortably. Next up, we have the Buffalo Bills versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a great matchup, and I'm actually going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars in this game. Listen, I understand how great Josh Allen is. He made himself in contention for the MVP. He's last year's MVP. He has had a pretty good season. James Cook has had an incredible season. He looks like one of the best backs in this league. But man, Jacksonville to me is one of the most underrated teams in the NFL. They are on, I believe, an 8-game win streak. They got hot when it really mattered. Trevor Lawrence started off the season rough, but since like week 5 or 6, he has looked absolutely sensational. Liam Cohen has done a great job of turning this team around. And honestly, I just believe that they are more consistent and more complete of a team right now than Buffalo is. My main problem with Buffalo, I think their defense is really hit or miss. They can be great some games, but then they have games where they just don't look good. But bigger than that, I just don't believe in Josh Allen's wide receiver core. I just don't. I think him and James Cook really are carrying this offense. But when they talk about those wide receivers, I just genuinely don't believe in any of them. And I think this game is going to turn into a shootout. And I just believe in the Jacksonville Jaguars a bit more. They got hot at the right time. Everybody on their offense has been clicking and playing extremely well. I'm going with Jacksonville. And the final wild card game for the AFC is going to be the Houston Texans versus the Steelers. And I'm going with the Houston Texans. Biggest thing here is I just genuinely don't believe in the Steelers offense. They're going against one of the best top 2 defenses in the league. I think they are going to be in hell this entire game. I don't think they're going to be able to put up really any points. I think the Houston Texans defense is going to do a number on them, and then CJ Stroud and them boys are going to score enough points. Even if they score like 21, I think that's going to be enough with how great this defense. I just don't trust that Steelers offense. I can't see them winning this game. On the NFC side, we have the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. And I'm gonna go with Chicago here. I think Green Bay is sneaky, and I think they could come in here and upset Chicago because this is a divisional matchup. And if you know anything about divisional matchups, it really doesn't make any sense. So if Green Bay came in here and beat Chicago, I wouldn't be shocked. I believe Chicago is going to come out and they're going to run the ball extremely well, and they're just going to slowly chip away at this Packers defense. I just don't believe that they have enough here. Jordan Love, even if he comes back, is he going to be 100%? And if he doesn't come back, I don't know if he's playing in this game. Are we going to expect Malik Willis to come out here and start and lead this team against the Bears? I just don't see it. I'm going with the Bears in this game. And in the game I think will be the hardest matchup of the wild card weekend, we have the San Francisco 49ers against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, listen, I know how great San Francisco is. They have had an incredible season despite all of the injuries. But I kind of feel like a lot of people are underrating the Eagles here. They are your last year's Super Bowl champs. Yes, I know they have problems offensively, and our offense hasn't been able to really click throughout the season. But honestly, it really only takes Saquon just having a great game for them to beat a lot of teams. If Saquon can get the run game going, if they can start running that play action with Jalen Hurts under center, which I believe where he is most effective, even though they keep putting him in shotgun, I think he is most effective under center in play action. If they can get that run game open and open up play action, I think the San Francisco 49ers are going to have a tough time. I don't want to underrate the Eagles in this game. With all of that being said, I don't believe in Kevin Patullo. Like I said, would I be surprised if the Eagles came in and won this game? No. But I'm going to trust Kyle Shanahan having those guys ready. I'm going to trust the 49ers coming off the loss against the Seattle Seahawks, that they are hungry and they don't want to lose again. I'm going to trust Christian McCaffrey coming in here and having a great game against that Eagles defense. I'm going to go with the 49ers in this game, but I would not be shocked if the Eagles came in and pulled off, I guess, an upset. Is it really an upset since it's the Eagles? But I'm going with the 49ers. And then in the last game, we have the Rams versus the Carolina Panthers. Now, listen, the Carolina Panthers are such an unpredictable team. They have already beaten the Rams once. They beat the Rams in the regular season. This is a team that only shows up really against great teams, but I'm going to go with the Rams here. I don't think they're going to take a second loss to Carolina. I just don't. I think Carolina has started to really cool off the last few games. And if you're telling me that Bryce Young is going to beat Matthew Stafford in a shootout with Puka Nacua over there, I just don't believe it. I think the Rams defense is really going to pester, especially at defensive line. I think they're going to pester Bryce Young all game, and I think they're going to come out with the win. I am going with the Rams in this matchup. Now we have our divisional round. Let's start with the NFC. Let's start with another divisional game with the San Francisco 49ers versus the Seahawks. And in this game, I'm going to go with the 49ers. I don't think that the 49ers are going to allow themselves to lose to the Seahawks again. I think they're going to take that loss that they took at week 18 and be like, okay, these are the mistakes we made. Let's clean them up. Let's get Christian McCaffrey going. Listen, I understand that the Seahawks could take this, but I'm going to lean towards the more experienced head coach in this instance, which is Kyle Shanahan when it comes to playoffs. I think he's going to put together a game to where the 49ers are going to look absolutely incredible against the Seahawks. I'm going to go with them upsetting the Seahawks. And then we have the Chicago Bears versus the Los Angeles Rams. This is a great playoffs, by the way. These are all teams that are so good at what they do that it makes it hard to really select, because all of these games I think can go either way. Like, I mean, I don't even think even the Panthers game. I think the game I'm most confident is in terms of all of this, is the Chargers versus the Patriots. I just think the Patriots are going to beat up on the Chargers. But the Rams versus the Bears is another great game. We have a team in the Bears who run the ball extremely well, whose defense ranks #1 in takeaways. But we also have Matthew Stafford, who before like the last 2 weeks have been playing incredible. They have Puka Nacua. They have a great defensive line. The defense has kind of faltered off the last few weeks, but I do think they get it together. Do I go with the run game of the Chicago Bears, or do I go with Matthew Stafford, who is experienced in these situations? It is a tough match, but this is going to shock a lot of people. I am going with the Chicago Bears. Now listen, I know, I get it. Matthew Stafford has that experience. I get it. Puka Nacua is one of the best wide receivers in the league. I get it. Kyren Williams has been playing a lot better. I get it. Sean McVay is one of the best. He is a Super Bowl winning coach. I get it. That defense has been pretty good. That defensive line is one of the best in the league. I get it. But God damn it, I'm believing in the Chicago Bears. I'm believing in Swift and Monaghan to get it going. I'm believing in Caleb Williams. I'm believing in that offensive line to hold up and give him some time against that dastardly defensive line. I'm believing in that defense that is #1 in takeaways. Yes, they give up some yards, but God damn it, I think they're going to get enough takeaways to go in, and they're going to steal this away from the Rams. I'm going with Chicago. Bear down. On the AFC side, we have, this is going to be a very defensive matchup. We have the Houston Texans versus the Denver Broncos, the two defenses that I have 1 and 2 in the league. They've already matched up before in a low scoring game. This is a matter, this game is going to be kind of the epitome of what I've had, problems I've had with both of these teams, where I was like, when you match up with another team that has a great defense, are you going to be able to score enough points? And do I believe in CJ Stroud with Nico Collins, or do I believe in Cortland Sutton and Bo Nix? This is going to be a tough game because we know how great both of these teams are. I am very high on Bo Nix right now. I think he has been playing some of his best football this season. He's been pretty inconsistent. There's some days where he's just missing throws. There's some days where I'm just like, Bo, run it with your legs. There's nothing there. Run the ball. The Houston Texans have gotten hot at the perfect time. They started off this season 0-3. They since then have racked off, I believe they have like 7 wins in a row, similar to the Jags. They are on a huge win streak. With all that being said, I'm going to trust the Broncos to come out and get it done. I think they're going to be able to put up more points than the Houston Texans. I just really worried about CJ Stroud's consistency. I really worry about his decision making against this defense. I'm just worried. And I think with this being a home football game for the Broncos, with Sean Payton being a more experienced head coach when it comes to the playoffs, him being a Super Bowl winning coach in the playoffs, I'm gonna lean that he conjures up a game plan to stop or at least stifle this Houston Texans defense enough to where they're able to put up some points. I'm gonna go with the Broncos. And then we have a very interesting matchup. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars against the New England Patriots. Now, the Patriots on paper, I think, should win this game. I trust Drake May a bit more than Trevor Lawrence. I trust their defense and their offense. I think they've been a bit more consistent throughout the season. I think this is a really good test for New England. I think this is a team that is going to come in that's red hot. To me, the Jags are the team in the playoffs now where they're like, you know how you always had, well, last year we had the Commanders, right? That team that comes into the playoffs and they're like, we're happy we're here. We don't really have huge expectations for this season. I'm sure Jags fans didn't really have huge expectations, but we're here. And the most dangerous thing in the playoffs when it comes to this is a team that is just going out there with no expectations. And the Patriots are a similar team too, because they don't really, did you think the Patriots are going to be in the playoffs? But with them being a number 2 seed, with them, Drake May likely winning MVP, there are going to be some expectations there for them in terms of a playoff run. But I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I think Jacksonville is going to do it. I think Jacksonville is going to come into Foxborough, and I think they are going to upset the New England Patriots. I'm going with Jacksonville. Listen, I get it, Patriots fans. I understand. You're going to be riled up. You're like, what? We ain't losing to no Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a team that is extremely hot. This is a team with nothing to lose. This is a brand new head coach who's going to try new things. I know Mike Vrabel is the new coach of the Patriots, but he has been a head coach before. All logic tells me that I should pick the New England Patriots. And I logically can't tell you a reason why I'm going with Jacksonville here. Logically, the Patriots should come in and handle business against this team. But I, for some reason, just really believe in Jacksonville. For some reason, I think they can go up here and they can steal a game from New England. I think Trevor Lawrence can go out and have an incredible football game. I think ETN can go out and have an incredible I think Brian Thomas Jr. can go out and have a great game. I just, for some reason, got an inkling that the Jacksonville Jaguars can do it. I'm going with Jacksonville. And then we have the conference championship. We have the San Francisco 49ers versus the Bears. We have the Jags versus the Broncos. I think this is where Jacksonville's this is where it stops. I'm going with Denver here. I think Denver's defense is just going to be a bit too much for Jacksonville. I think they're going to hound Trevor Lawrence. I think he's going to struggle a bit in this game. I think that secondary of the Broncos is so good that they're going to disguise a lot and kind of trip him up and get some of those takeaways. I'm going to go with the Broncos to make it from the AFC side. It is going to be a tough path because they have to go through the Texans and then the Jags. But I think the Broncos do end up getting it done and they make it to the playoffs. For the NFC, I think this is where Chicago stops. I do like Monanga. I do like Swift. I do like Caleb Williams and what they've built there. But I think I'm going to go with Kyle Shanahan. He is more experienced in these situations. I like Christian McCaffrey. I think he is due for a big game. I think Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey do enough on the offensive side of the ball. I think their defense holds up well enough against this Bears offense to where they can just, even if they get in a shootout, I'm going to go with the 49ers here, mostly because of their experience in the playoffs. And I think our Super Bowl is going to be the Denver Broncos versus the San Francisco 49ers. This is a tough game because you think about the Broncos, they are one of the best defenses in the league. You think about the 49ers, they are extremely beat up, right? This is a team that really should not be here, but because they are the 49ers, because they are so well coached, because they do so well with the next man up mentality, I think they are a formidable opponent for the Denver Broncos. And I think they're going to go out. Kyle Shanahan is going to look. These are two head coaches with experience in the Super Bowl. One has won, one has not. And I think this is the year that Kyle Shanahan finally puts it together. I think Brock Purdy goes out. He has a masterclass. Even against this tough defense, I think they figure it out. I think this is the game that the Broncos defense gets figured out. I think Christian McCaffrey gives them such a hard time that the 49ers are able to pull this off, and they are officially your NFL Super Bowl champions. Let me know in the comment section if you agree. Let me know in the comment section if you disagree. I have some hot takes here, I know, but I just believe that I have a lot of belief. But let me know in the comment section. I just believe the 49ers are such a weird team to where they somehow are always good. And I think Kyle Shanahan has been in this position way too many times to not eventually get one. And I think this is the season he gets one. I know a lot of people, I think the big ones people are going to disagree on are maybe the 49ers versus the Eagles. I think a lot of people are going to probably disagree on the 49ers versus Seahawks. I think a lot of people are going to disagree on the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Patriots. And I get that one because you're like, well, are they even going to beat the Bills? Who knows? But let me know your choices in the comment section below. Let me know why you think the way you think. This is all opinion based. But as always, if you enjoy NFL content, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and enjoy football, everybody.